Good evening, good neighbors. Welcome to another bonus round of the Band Together Buffalo Shutdown Showcase. Episode 19 here is World Jazz Night, featuring Serenade, Trio Payazzo, J Sharp Tet, Rastaman, Slyboot Circus, and Griffin Grady. Get ready for round 3 of the Shutdown Showcase on Tuesday and Wednesday, March 30th and 31st at bandtogetherbuffalo.com, featuring the top 16 acts thanks to your votes. And remember that all these episodes can be enjoyed on demand at bandtogetherbuffalo.com, as well as the Buffalo Local YouTube page. Let's dig in.
Gracias a la vida que me da tu esencia de ser, imploro no te vayas. Gracias a la vida que me da, This is the place I want to live. Intoxicated by the exchange I says give. Oh, to be with you is all I wanna do. Pull me closer now, don't let go. Gracias a la vida que me da tu esencia de ser, imploro no te vayas. Gracias a la vida que me da, it's in the way you touch my hair, it's in the way you take me there, to hold you, to squeeze you, to love you. Ooh, there's no one else above you. Hold me closer now, 'cause all I want is you. Gracias a la vida que me da tu esencia de ser, imploro no te vayas. Gracias a la vida que me da, que me da. Gracias, gracias, gracias a la vida que tú me das, que tú me das. Gracias, gracias, gracias a la vida. No quiero que te vayas. Gracias, gracias, gracias a la vida. Thank God for you and the things that make me wanna do. Gracias, gracias, gracias a la vida. Gracias a la vida que me da tu esencia de ser, imploro no te vayas. Gracias a la vida que me da, que me da.
We wanted to take beer to the next level in Western New York. Now it is easier than ever before to get a beer from concept into the hands of consumers as quickly and healthy as possible. We try to combine things and make things better. There's new things, fun beers like this. And when we have a liquid we're happy with, then we'll go put it out there. That's kind of how we like to do stuff here. We like to have fun, take care of our own, and keep moving.
Big Easy in Buffalo is a nonprofit organization. We're entering our 15th season. And the idea behind it is we bring New Orleans and Louisiana bands to town to do free or low-cost performances. And while they're here, we pair them up with local professional and student musicians for performance opportunities, mentoring, music education, that sort of thing. It all started kind of in the wake of Hurricane Katrina, when New Orleans musicians really needed work. There was no opportunity for them to play. Fast forward 15 years, when the pandemic hit, there were no gigs. So really credit to Band Together Buffalo. I kind of love the fact that there's this community spirit and that we were all sort of pulling together to make sure that we didn't lose something so important to the Buffalo community. Local music, local art, local culture, that's part of who we are as Buffalo. And so we're thrilled to be a small part of that.
The song is called Sunday Afternoon. Sunday afternoon, sit around the house in our PJs watching cartoons. Ain't got nothing to do, so I'm singing to you. Have a little fun Sunday afternoon, yes we do. Don't know what I'm doing, always just pursuing something that I know will come. I'm just out here having fun, living my life like I'll forever stay young. Have a little fun on a Sunday afternoon. We'll sit around the house in our PJs watching cartoons. Ain't got nothing to do, so I'm singing to you. Have a little fun on a Sunday afternoon, yes we do. What we gonna do today? I don't know, let's go today. We gotta figure out a way to wanna live like yesterday. And it will come if we have some fun to let it come to us no matter what. Never giving up and always try to love. Have a little fun Sunday afternoon. Sit around the house and I'll be just watching cartoons. Ain't got nothing to do, so I'm singing to you. Have a little fun Sunday afternoon, yes we do. Oh yeah.
From Africa, we get music and dance, and there is nothing richer than a source of creativity than music and dance, the stories that can be told. It is vitally important, especially in today's society, that we as a culture figure out how to become more aware, especially in a time where there is so much disconnect. And Sly Boots is rich and available to all of us to take that culture and to make it ours so that we may continue to grow and heal as a community.
There's not many things like Sly Boots. It's a type of institute that brings everybody together in all cultures and all learning experiences, from arts to music to dance performance.
We're enabling a cultural exchange that you wouldn't normally have in this community. And we're bringing people together and creating a togetherness, a oneness, and that we all feel like we're on the same page.
Sly Boots makes Buffalo a more fun, colorful, interesting, energetic place. And they do it not only with the fun of the performance, but really from an educational place. So it appeals to an evening on the town or a morning at a school auditorium. The ways that they impact our community are widespread.
There's definitely a demonstrated interest and need for the classes and performances that are offered through Sly Boots. A lot of schools bring them in for performances and classes.
You got this white cat promoting African culture, you feel me? And a lot of times you'll get slack for that. He has an entourage that is strong, stoic, profound when they perform. And it's not just about entertaining you, but educating you at the same time.
To bring people together from all around the world to share with us what they do and how they've learned and how they create.
The more we can do to support that, the better off this community will be.
What Sly Boots does and bringing the musicians together and really promoting music, it helps to bridge the cultural gap by bringing musicians in from Africa and different areas of the world and bringing them to Buffalo. Also, music is a universal language, and I think that's something that a lot of people forget.
It just feels good being with Sly Boots, whether it's just the vibration you get from the music, getting that sense of happiness and joy when you're seeing a Sly Boots performance, or just around the Sly Boots crew in general, and it's just a good time, good vibes, good people to be around, to surround yourself with.
They're really a true cultural asset for us in the fact that they travel around the country proudly saying they're from Buffalo, but really representing such a worldly body.
More than just the music. It is a mobile community that, every year you get to come to and meet some extended part of your family that you didn't know. Learn something, the workshops that happen. It just goes on and on. If they're not careful, they may learn something and meet somebody and make a new friend for the rest of their life.
More than a carnival, a circus. Like no circus anyone has ever seen. No elephants or clowns, no, something more refined than that. This will be different. A feast for the senses. Theatrics on theatre, an immersive entertainment. We'll destroy the presumptions and preconceived notions of what a circus is and make it something else entirely. something new.
a little part of is a dance called Bamaya. And Bamaya is coming from the northern region of Ghana, from the Dagomba ethnic group, using this cool drum here. Has anybody ever seen this drum before? Couple people. This drum has many names. Some people call it the Luna. Some people call it the Dondo. Its English name is the talking drum. And as I'm here for a TED Talk, I thought it was only fitting that I come and introduce this talking drum to you. We bring this drum into schools all over the country, and we ask the little kids, hey, do you believe this drum can talk? They say, no, no. Well, let me show you how my drum can talk. Yeah. Maybe if you don't understand the language, you don't know. But I'm speaking a musical poetry that says something about tradition. Tradition is given to our grandparents. They pass it to our parents. They pass it on to us. And it is our responsibility to pass it on to the next generation. My baby boy, Cormac James, is sitting with my wife right back there, the next generation. Give him a big round of applause. Now, when I say I go, I would like you to say Amen. I go.
Amen.
I go.
Amen.
Do you know what I'm saying to you?
No.
Uh-oh. When I say I go, it means I'm calling for your attention. When you say Amen, you're ready to give me your attention. So I go.
Amen.
I go.
Amen.
Uh-huh. How many people here speak more than one language? Let me see your hands. Okay, that's good. Out of you people, how many speak 3 languages or more? Uh-huh. 4? 5? This guy deserves a round of applause. Come on. Yeah. I go. In Ghana. Hey, I go.
Amen.
In Ghana, even though it's a very small country in West Africa, about the size of Indiana, they speak over 60 different languages from the north to the south. And this drum can speak all of those languages. In fact, this drum can speak so well, it can even speak the American language. I could say, thank you, or we got Buffalo fans in the house. How about that? Uh-huh. And without using a single word from my mouth, it's able to translate ideas, to bring you to a point in your childhood where you remember learning nursery rhymes, where you learn about what it is to be a part of this life, this community. And if you're in Africa growing up and you want to learn about your culture, you don't go to a textbook. No. You go to the musician, because it's through the music that the culture is preserved. It's through the music that the generations ahead get to learn about the generations behind. It's what we call the oral tradition. And so the role of a musician in West African society is very, very important. But before we go any further, I have a confession to make. I'm not from Africa. It's true. I know maybe some of you are thinking this costume and all, but really, I grew up in a small town called Oswego, New York. Has anybody ever heard of Oswego? Yeah, all right. It's a nice town. It's a different lake, but it's a nice lake. I had a wonderful time growing up there. Very supportive family, wonderful music teachers, really beyond blessed. I did everything, marching band, jazz band, all the bands you could think of. But it wasn't until I was 16 years old, about 16 years ago, that I learned the true power of music. And it came about when one of my childhood friends decided to take his own life. And I thought, what in the world? There was no way I could find any good in this. And I'm the type of guy that likes to find good in every situation that's presented to me. But there are certain things in this life that you may come across that there is no explanation for. There is no reason that needed to happen to someone so smart and caring and funny and kind. Absolute nonsense. The only way I could find that made me feel a little better was to start going down to the band room, wailing on my drums for hours and hours on end. My teacher would say, hey, buddy, you need to go to class. I'd say, hey, class isn't for me right now. This is what I need. And they say, it looks like you're using this music as some kind of therapy. And I said, yeah, you know, I never really thought about it, but perhaps that's what it is. And so one of my marching band instructors, a good friend of mine named Bill Patterson, he told me, hey, I go to college at this place called SUNY Fredonia. And there's a guy from Africa there who plays a xylophone that has healing powers. I don't know about all that, but I figured I'd go and I'd check it out, you know, see what there was to see. And I went with a small group of percussion students from Oswego High School to a day of percussion in Syracuse, New York. And I saw a crazy-looking guy in a crazy-looking outfit playing some crazy-looking instrument. And I had no idea that I was about to have an out-of-body experience, or that I was about to have a spiritual awakening or a calling to my true passion. All I know is that when he sat on that xylophone, time stood still. people disappeared. And it was only me and this man and this magical instrument. And I saw time slow down. I found that this music was washing over me in a way I had never experienced before. As if it's pulling layers of my soul back and penetrating some very vulnerable spot inside and allowing me to just release. And by the time he finished, I looked over at my buddy sitting to my side and he says, "Hey, are you okay?" And I've been crying from the minute he touched the stage. And I said, "You know, I have never been better. I don't know what that instrument is or where it's coming from, but I'm going to find out." And you know what I found out? This is it here. It's called the Jeel. Can you say Jeel? Jeel. The Jeel is the West African xylophone, the grandmother of our xylophone, the grandmother of our marimba, the grandmother of our vibraphone, our iPhone. It's made out of 3 very important materials. Here we've got a tropical rosewood called liga. Behind we have some resonating gourds. And do you see these white patches on the gourd? This is called pompier. Can you say pompier?
Pompier.
Pompier are spider egg sacs. Yeah, right? So when spiders lay their eggs, they encase them in a thick webbing. And when the baby spiders hatch and go away, they send the children out to go and gather the spider webs. And you paste it over the gourd so that when you strike the bar, the gourd that's been tuned to the bar vibrates sympathetically. And the air that tries to pass through the spider's web gives a healing vibration. And it's that vibration that's said to shake the water in your body, bringing out feelings of happiness and joy. Now this instrument is so powerful, it's used in every single life ceremony from birth to death in the Dagara culture. Now, the Dagara culture is a minority group in the Upper West region of Ghana. And if you go to Ghana and you say, "Which ethnic group plays the drums?" they're going to say, "You need to be a little bit more specific." Because Ghana is a huge place with many diverse kinds of drums, and it's just a really rich musical tradition. If you get the chance to go, check it out. But if you go to Ghana and you say, "Which ethnic group plays the Jeel?" they're going to say, "Oh, that's the Dagara." Because this is the cultural identity of the Dagara. It holds the history. It talks about current issues, and it projects to the future. This instrument just so happened to be played by a man named Bernard Woma, who is the foremost player and one of the most celebrated Dagara musicians in all of Ghana. He's shared the stage with artists like Yo-Yo Ma, Glenn Velez, Maya Angelou, and performed for dignitaries like the Queen of England, Nelson Mandela, President Bill Clinton. And even a couple years ago when Barack Obama went to Ghana, they sent his wife and kids to take a lesson with Mr. Bernard Woma. And here I am, 16 years old, and this national treasure of Ghana is here blowing my mind on this instrument. And you know, I had to learn more. Where is this guy coming from? What makes him tick? And it turns out that many years ago, 1994, our good friend, Dr. Kay Stonefelt, the distinguished professor from SUNY Fredonia and the head of the percussion department, had traveled to Ghana on a Fulbright scholarship. And that is where she met Bernard, as he was the master drummer of the government-funded National Theater. And so she made an arrangement to bring this man to the United States to share his beautiful culture in his virtuoso playing styles. And he really has been touring all over the world since this time. And it's been a great honor to work with him. And, you know, it just so happened that I graduated high school in 2002, and he was to begin college getting an undergraduate education at SUNY Fredonia in exchange for teaching the African percussion and dance classes. And so they have a saying in Ghana that says the right hand washes the left hand washes the right. And so I would help him out with some things, getting around campus, and, you know, becoming a student in the Western world is a different kind of thing. And so he would give me private lessons and take me into schools to play supporting parts and bells. And in 2004, he says, "Hey, buddy, if you can get your plane ticket to Ghana, you can come stay at my house and study and stay as long as you want." Hey, I gotta go check that out. So I went, and I cannot summarize in 20 minutes the type of transformational experience that I had my first time to Africa in 2004. But let me tell you, when I came back, I realized that I had been living a charmed life, a privileged life, on ways that I had no idea. I had taken so many things for granted, not only being an American, but being a white American. And I realized that these privileges have indebted me with a responsibility to do great things in this world. Not for me, for the greater world. I have been given the opportunity to create real change. And so I started a school of music, art, and dance, founded in 2005, modeled after my teacher's school called the Dagara Music Center. This one is called the Sly Boots School of Music, Art, and Dance, where your dreams don't have to be simply dreams, you just have to be a little sly about it. And a few short years later, playing with my jazz group on the sly and starting this festival called Sly Fest. By the way, we're entering our 11th year. We're going to be doing Sly Fest 11 at the Great Blue Heron Music Site, September 9, 10, and 11. Yes, come one, come all. But, you know, it's really through this work that I sat down with Bernard and said, wouldn't it be amazing if we could bring your teachers, the resident dance company of the Dagara Music Center, to the United States? Everybody said it was impossible. Dream crushers, right? Where are my boys? Yeah, no way. This was something that needed to happen. It was a calling, and despite all factors in our way, Bernard Woma and I and Dr. Stonefeld and a whole host of other collaborators managed to bring 15 members of the Sakumu dance troupe to the United States. And I bought a short school bus off of eBay Motors for like $2,000, and we hit the road. 99 shows in 49 days. That deserves a round of applause. Yeah. I go. Yeah, these guys came all the way from Ghana, West Africa. I don't know if you know, but you're going to have to lively up yourselves. It's about to get real in here in a minute. Yeah, so this work, what started as a master's thesis project, gradually snowballed into a little enterprise. And in 3 days, I will be bringing Sakumu back to JFK, where they can fly home to Ghana and close out our 9th international tour, touring to colleges, universities, schools, all over the country. Yes, thank you. And so when we're not on the road, we're here in Buffalo. We're doing community classes. We're renovating old industrial buildings, finding little places to hide ourselves and do pop-up classes and bring the community together. And before I knew it, other cultural artists started coming out of the woodwork. And in fact, one of the greatest djembe players I've ever seen in my life, from Guinea, West Africa, a man named Mohammed Jaibi, he comes up to me and he says, "Hey, Griffin, I don't know what a sly boot is, but I love what you're doing and I want to help support." And so our team started to gather, and we started to make some changes here in our Buffalo community, get the name out. And even when the show Fela off-Broadway came and performed at Shays, they came to Sly Boots afterwards to do a dance class. What we created was an underground world music and dance revolution on the sly, hiding in the shadows of Buffalo, New York, but no longer. We can't do that anymore because it's simply come to emerge. And henceforth, it is my great pleasure to announce to you that the Sly Boots headquarters in Buffalo will now be known as the Buffalo World Music and Dance Academy, LLC. Yeah. We're growing, we're evolving, we're learning, we're pushing forward. And in 2017, we intend to occupy the newly renovated Richmond Ferry Church, which is going to be a real dream come true, where we can continue to promote positive social change through cultural arts, education, and performance. Now, I've heard many, many times that if you want to impact change in 1 year, you should go plant a garden, plant rice. If you want to impact change over 10 years, you should go plant trees. But if you want to impact lasting change over 100 years, you teach children. and raising the consciousness, showing people that it's the differences in our cultures that make the beauty of this world. And it's worth celebrating, it's worth promoting, it's worth preserving, and we're here to do that work. They have a saying in Ghana, though it won't be easy. The saying in Ghana says, "Kakra, kakra, akoko de numasu," which means gradually, gradually, even the rooster with his tiny little beak is going to quench his thirst. And so here we are, this grassroots program. We don't have a nickel, but we're going to go out and we're going to change the world little by little. And with hard work and perseverance and persistence, we will quench our thirst. We will make Buffalo a brighter community. You agree?
Yeah.